Hey guys, welcome to Amanda's Favorites. If you're watching this video, chances are you're a goal setter. Achieving a goal you set is one of the most satisfying things in life. And so, unsurprisingly, there are lots of tools, apps, goal planners, habit trackers that help us set and work on our goals. If you're a regular viewer of mine, you're probably using a goal planner, or you have used one in the past. Sometimes having a system that someone else created to hold you accountable to your goals is helpful. However, today I want to explore 3 potential drawbacks of using a goal system or a planner so you can achieve your goals in a more guilt-free, consistent way. Speaking of achieving goals, you guys know that I'm a longtime journaler. It helps me to clear my mind, reflect on life, and be more grateful. Recently, though, I've been getting a little bored with my journaling. Now, I could grab a goal planner, set up some action steps, make a habit tracker, but then I'd just be journaling to check a box. So instead, I decided to hop on Skillshare, today's video sponsor, and I took a really inspiring creative writing class that helped me actually get excited about journaling again. I found that when I learn how to do something in a fun way, I often make more progress towards my goals. Skillshare is an amazing place to learn the how-tos behind your goals with professional classes from people who really do love what they do. I think that my favorite Skillshare class was probably the beginner sourdough class that I took a couple months ago. And there was a really interesting bullet journaling class that I loved too. From productivity with Ali Abdaal to home decor and iPhone photography. You've really got to try it yourself to understand just how special this learning community is. So if you've never tried Skillshare before, I highly recommend it. And if you're one of the first 500 people to the link in the description, you'll get an entire month free trial of Skillshare. Guys, you can learn so much in an entire month. So feel free to pause the video right here and go grab your spot real quick. And if you end up checking out that same writing class that I did, make sure you leave your thoughts in the comments down below. First up, I am not against goal planners. I love goal planners. I think they are valuable tools. I have used them in my life for several years. And I do have a whole video sharing my own goal planning system that I'm using right now just in a notebook. But today I'm just going to play devil's advocate a little bit on goal planners. And I'm going to talk about 3 possible drawbacks of using a goal planner. But I'm also going to give you both sides of the coin with each of those drawbacks. I think goal planners can be very valuable tools, but they are just that. They are a tool in our tool belt, just like any planner. And we have to make sure we're using the right tool for the right job. And we have to know how to use that tool correctly for that job. So don't go out and dump your goal planner yet. This video is just going to give you some food for thought. It might give you some ideas on different ways to use your goal planner to design your whole own goal setting system. All right, number 1 in my 3 possible drawbacks to using a goal planner is accountability. Are the check-ins in the goal planner too much for you? Do they cause you stress? Do they cause you to feel bad about yourself? Because a lot of times with all your goals listed every single week or every single month, when you have not accomplished them, sometimes just really gets us into that failure mode where we don't believe that we're going to ever accomplish them. And when we break promises to ourselves, then it just gets us in that bad cycle of thinking, well, I can't do it. And I'm just going to keep breaking these promises to myself. So thinking about what kind of accountability works for you. Accountability is really important. And I believe we all need some sort of accountability, whether it's just to ourselves, whether it's to God, to our higher power, just to a habit tracker. It can be that simple, or to another person. And some people do want those more, I call them rigid, but there's nothing wrong with them, check-ins in a goal planner every single week or every single month to really just keep you looking at it to remember what action items are you working on that week. But a lot of us, paper might not be enough to just have it written down. Another thing is, like I said, it can just make you get down on yourself. A lot of people need a person to be accountable to, who's a real person you can talk to. A sister, mom, friend, family member can be great for that. Or you can find a group that is great for that, to give you accountability. And some of those goal planners have great accountability groups. You do have to pay for to be part of that group, but a lot of people find that very helpful for their personality type. Apps are sometimes great accountability if that works for you. These are all just systems to think about. For me, a yearly habit tracker really works for me. I've shared this in my own goal planning video. I love a year-long habit tracker because it shows everything a drop in the bucket. And how's it going every single month? Not just looking at one little week. Like that's very myopically, zooming in and just not seeing the whole picture. But if you look at the entire picture of a year, which we just started a new year, so it's not a big colorful sheet yet, but showing me how I'm doing on the habits that are important to me, looking at that month and then seeing how it went, moving on to the next month. Habits that are important that I keep up for the whole year because those habits are so important to me and linked to a bigger goal. It really helps me to have this accountability and to visually see it. I always recommend year-long habit trackers. If you've never tried them, mine is not to not break the chain. So I don't feel bad about myself. I know I'm going to miss days. It's not meant for me to do every day. In fact, sometimes you might say my goal is, I know my goal is weightlifting at the gym 3 times a week and the gym is green. And so I can easily see if I did that or not, but I don't feel bad if I didn't for a whole week. I just know where I am standing in that habit. So I love year-long habit trackers for my accountability. Lots of planners have habit trackers built into them, normal planners, not goal planners. And I do have a whole video too of my top 5 planners that have goal systems in them, not just a dedicated goal planner. And I will link that video down below too. One of those is Passion Planner, and they just added these monthly habit trackers. I also think monthly habit trackers are valuable because you see the whole month. So those are some things to think about with accountability. How are you holding yourself accountable? We all have to have some way to hold ourselves accountable on goals, or we don't know how we're doing. If I don't have this chart, I honestly could be thinking in my mind, oh, I'm doing terrible when I'm not, or I could be think I'm doing great when I'm absolutely not. I have to have some type of accountability to make progress, and I really believe that everybody does. So think about what you need for accountability, and if the goal planner you're in is the right type of accountability for you. If it's making you feel motivated, if it's actually helping you to make progress on your goal, or if you are just filling in the same things week after week and not making progress. Number 2 is control. Do I want someone to tell me what to do? Do I want to have every box drawn? And I'm not using the goal planners up here to show you because I have full review videos of those. I want to show you in your just any normal basic weekly planner how you can build in goal setting systems. So instead of having their system with the categories they like you to have goals in, with the check-ins they like you to have in their systems, if that's not working for you, then you might just be feeling too controlled. A lot of personality types like me, I don't love someone to give me every box to fill in, everything to fill out, the whole system design, because I feel like I know myself best. And after all these years of my life, I know how to design something for the season that I'm in to help keep me accountable, motivate me, and help me to remember what my intentions are. So if you feel like something is too much with so many boxes to fill in and telling you exactly where to put everything, that is removing ownership. That's like taking away your freedom in your life to decide what's the best way for you to track that. We can feel out of control when there's too much guidance, but we can also feel out of control when there's too little guidance. So as with all of these, we really have to know ourselves, our personality, and what season of life we're in, because that makes a big difference too. Someone who, is in their 20s or early 30s with young children has a vastly different life, than me, who's almost 50, entering into a different stage of life with an adult child and only one older teenager left at home. Someone who works a full-time job versus someone who works part-time from home. Someone who's fully retired versus someone who's just out of college and trying to build up their career. Or someone who's just married and trying to learn their role in that and starting their family. We are in so many different phases or seasons of our life, and we have to acknowledge that we need different things. So lots of planners, like I shared, Passion Planner comes with habit trackers monthly, and Laurel Denise in her portrait and her normal landscape planners comes with monthly habit trackers, comes with blank boxes. So you can totally design a goal setting system where you check in and track your goals here and mapping out your goals or intentions in different areas. You have whole pages here. In almost every planner, you have spaces every month to work out what are your goals, intentions, projects, how to check in on them, even habit track them, and then how to bring those into your weekly layouts by maybe you make a certain box here that you list your goals. Maybe you have different goal categories and you use all the bottom boxes for them. Maybe on your Laurel Denise, your main goals for the week, your check-in is like on a Sunday and you list it out there. There are ways in every single weekly planner to be able to build in your own goal system and your own check-ins for the way that it works best for you. And then you're feeling very much in control and having ownership of your goal planning. Number one is accountability and thinking about what kind of accountability works for you. Number two is control. Do you want someone else to tell you what to do, to give you every box, to design the entire system? Some people do want that and it works for them. And in certain seasons, it works. So think about that. Number three is rigidity. Do you feel pigeonholed into a certain way of thinking or doing your goals after maybe working in the same goal planner for a year or 2 or 3? And sometimes if we use the same goal planner for 1 or 2 or 3 years, that could have taken away a lot of your creativity. A lot of times the pre-planned goal setting systems, they don't have a lot of room for change if your season of life changes, because it is the same thing every week, every month. But I find myself changing up my goal setting, my project planning, like every quarter, it's morphed a little bit. As I check in with it, I say, oh, okay, what worked this quarter and what do I need to change next quarter? And if you want to see my system in just a notebook, I just happen to use a golden coil notebook that you can custom build. If you want to hear about my goal planning system that I keep referencing, that video is going to be linked down below. Number three, you might just be feeling that rigidity of being locked into the system and also feeling a lack of creative problem solving, because it is literally just going from box to box, telling you what to do. And a lot of times I feel like in order to work through things in our life, we have to think outside the box and creatively problem solve. And being creative and using that side of our brain is really good for us. It gives us a boost of self-esteem to know that we came up with this, we know ourselves, and we can solve this problem. But on the flip side of rigidity, some people love that, and that's okay. It's not a bad thing. Some people say, I can't come up with a good system myself, and I need this inspiration. I need this guidance. I need every box to tick. I need all the reflection questions, and that is okay too. I told you I was going to give you both sides of the coin in these 3 possible drawbacks. Now, talking about like reflection, we already talked about most planners have like a monthly dashboard page. A lot have habit trackers, and a lot of planners have really thoughtful reflection questions. Passion Planner does, that I just had up here. Sprouted Planner does. So you don't have to necessarily come up with your own reflection questions, even though they don't have a really super robust goal planning system built into either one of those planners. They have a lot of components and blank spaces that you can use and design and work into your goal setting system. And having that built-in reflection and questions is really nice for so many people, I know, because they feel a little bit lost on those questions. But Googling, goal setting questions, you can get those from ChatGPT or from Google, or you can take them out of goal planners that you've already used and have. So I don't think that should be your stumbling block, but a lot of people want them built into the beautiful pages. I get it. Of all the planners I've shared today, discount codes are down in the description, and I have complete review videos for all of these planners if you want full walkthroughs. So on those 3 possible drawbacks, they can also be the 3 things that make you want to use a goal planner. I have heard so many success stories from using goal planners. And one of the things that I got out of it after using these 2 systems myself for a good long period of time is that I learned different strategies that I didn't know before. It taught me different ways to check in, different ways to goal set, and I could see which ways I really loved, which reflections really mattered to me and which reflections were just a little bit of fluff. So I think if you've never used a goal setting system and it looks appealing to you and you're having a hard time getting any traction on setting up your own system, I don't think it's bad at all. In fact, I think it's a great idea to purchase a goal planner and see how it works out for you. You may love it. You may tweak some of the components and learn what works for you. And you may just learn some different strategies that you never thought of before, because that's what they helped me with. So I know this video is a little bit controversial in the planner world, but there are so many ways to goal set. You don't have to use a goal planner system. If you've tried it and it didn't work for you, then I hope this video opened your mind to ways to use just a normal planner. I hope I gave you something to chew on, to think about these 3 areas of accountability, control, and rigidity, and what you need in your goal setting system. All right, guys, chime in down in the comments because I really want to know your thoughts on this. And I'm ending this video by sending lots of love to Moxie Life and Power Sheets. I have loved them, I have used them, and I'm not trying to bash on goal planners in this video. They are amazing tools, like I already stated. And one other thing I want to mention as we wrap up this video, if you want to think about goal setting in a little bit different way, outside of the box, including a lot of seasonality, not only seasons outside, but seasons of your life. If you're a planner, I think you would love this book by Kendra Adachi. I listened to it on my last road trip. So, when you're on a road trip, you are a little bit distracted in the car with other people and the long haul driving. So I definitely want to re-listen again, or better yet, I want to actually read the actual book and be able to highlight and mark it up. That's why I bought the book too. So if this video interests you, I think this book would interest you too. All right, guys, chime in down below. Take care of yourselves so you can take care of others. Take a deep breath with me. You're doing a great job. You don't have to earn a million check marks or gold stars to earn your rest and have moments of joy, no matter what we have checked off or completed. All right, have a beautiful week. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.